Hello and welcome to KmanGaming. I am Kman and this is Satisfactory Multiplayer. Only today we've got a bit of a different episode planned. Look at DJ there, floating in the air. DJ has got his housemate currently moving out, so they are in the middle of packing everything up, saying their goodbyes to each other, and we are not entirely sure on timings for DJ, but I have got something that I really wanted to do, and DJ was not so fussed about it, so I said I would do it and do a bit of a different type of episode today. Now, I plan to rebuild IKEA. At the moment, we have a few issues with IKEA in that the inputs are a little bit skewiff and they don't work very well. And I think like there's no real space for any trucks or anything to come in, so we don't really have the option of using those. Even though I think I want to, I think I do want to use the trucks. I don't know if there's any good reason to use them or not, but I do want to use them. Or I do want to have the option to use them. So at the moment, I've just realised that's not even connected up anymore. So I think I want to rebuild down in this area. I want to rebuild IKEA so we can have some trucks come in, so that we've got some dedicated spaces for lines to come in. And also what I want to do is I want to change it a little bit so we can do some, let's just go into, I've not got it on me, so that we've got some dedicated areas to come in, and so that the overflow storage can be sent to the MAM for tickets. I do not know, I have no idea how many tickets we need for the playthrough, or what's too much or what's not enough. I've got absolutely no idea about that. But also I just want to make something that looks a bit pretty. I think we're coming to the point in the game where we're able to unlock a little bit more. So I thought, let's start unlocking a little bit more and actually just make things look a bit better. Now I know I've got some tickets in the dimensional storage depots, but I just want to have a quick look through here and find what might be really nice for us to have. So management, I believe these are that stuff like the hypertubes. I unlocked the hypertube wall attachment off camera last time. Organization, what I'm going to do with the organization is have those big industrial organization boxes and use them as the overflow. I do want to start making some different color finishes as well. I think the carbon finish looks really good. I think the chrome finish looks really good as well. I really quite like that coated concrete foundation and the asphalt foundation as well. Here we go. Right, so are these open? Yes, I can open those. They are open, so I can get those. I think it's just the way they look. Transport icon patterns, they look really cool. Some nice new walls there. And right, okay, so the new roof materials are unavailable. Foundations, I think, would look really cool. But I don't think there's anything really that I want there just yet. Walls, this is something that I do want to change. So I need tilted walls, ramps, and windowed walls. Maybe some gates as well, so that I can start making things that are just a little bit nicer. And then industrial walkways would be really good. Fix-it roofs, they're going to be needed. Structural beams, I think that'd be really cool. We've got 1.1 on its way soon. So actually, I think it's today. I think it's today that it gets released. But I'm just going to take a couple more tickets. Let's see actually, before I take them out there, have I got any in the MAM? We got loads. Right, so let's just print those. As I say, I don't know how much is enough, how much is too much. Let's unlock a couple of colours. I really want that. Unpainted finish, that looks kind of cool as well. I do like the Caterian, but perhaps not yet. Coated concrete, I think looks really cool. I do want some patterns, but perhaps not till the end. Concrete walls, steel walls, maybe not just yet for those. Foundations we don't need. The walls, here we go. So I want the tilted walls, I want the ramp wall bundle and the inverted ramp bundle. I do want the windowed walls. There are a couple of different windows there. Steel frames. I think I'm going to go for those. And architecture. So we do need the roofs. A metal pillar set and a concrete pillar set. They look good. The structural beams look really cool as well. And I'm in that process of where I'm saying, do I unlock it all now? Or do I wait? I'm just not sure. Right, we don't need parts. Let's see how much we've got. 52. I've got another 20 to play around with. Do you know what? I'm probably just going to go on a bit of a spending spree. Industrial walkways. Metal pillar sets. Structural beams. How many is that? 63. I've got 9 left. 9 left. It's a shame because I do kind of like those, but maybe not. Maybe not. There we go. Let's spend those. Let's unlock those. We've bought all. So as I say, I'm going to do this episode a little bit differently today. While I'm kind of speaking to you, I'll have that left in the video. But I think what I'll do is if I'm sitting there and I'm pondering, I'm thinking about stuff, what I might do is just try and edit that out of the actual recording, so that you're not sitting there watching me go, I don't know. But what I think I'm going to do first and foremost is start putting out foundations for where I want to build. And if I'm honest, I have no real... I wonder if I can get rid of some of those. Right, so I've got an obelisk. I do need an obelisks there. Can I get rid of these rocks, I wonder? Let's have a look. R to reload. Reloading. I wonder if it's going to explode that rock. No. Okay, right. How about these little rocks? Can I get rid of the little rocks? No. Okay, so it looks like the rocks are there to stay. Maybe if I make my way up. I'm going to get rid of one of those walls for now, just so I can get in. And then I'm thinking if I kind of float up with my little jetpack here, I might be able to get a bit of a... Whoops, that didn't work. Oh dear. Well, let's see if I can actually... I know. I'll put a... There's my little standy space. Oh, I've got no... Let's get it out. Let's get it out. Package fuel. I've got nothing in my inventory at the moment. Oh, so I did die loads in the gas area, and I'm red and green colorblind, so it's really difficult for me to see in that area. Actually, I wonder if I do. Maybe the corner of the new one is under here a little bit. That looks like quite a big area. If I went sort of square, then I might be able to have the this path come round and round the outside, maybe round the back of that, and then the vehicles. There could be a wall of vehicles along there, and I think that's made in, what's it called? Logistics? Maybe not logistics. Transport. Truck station. Okay, so I think they might have to be side on. I'm just going to have to have a play around with that. So I'll get rid of this. I'll lay out our foundations here, and let's see what that looks like. Okay, so I have built a 12 by 12 starting block. Now, the idea being that I think I want almost like a diagonal, like a wall up the side here, and like a diagonal, a bit like a kind of lean-to, like just a little roof, because I think I want the cars to come at the back here. So maybe it's a little lean-to there, and I suppose I could make this longer if I really wanted to. I could make it a little bit longer. But I have no idea really how big the storage area should be. So I think the next step is just to go to the accessories and go into that little mam shop, and I'm just going to see how many different objects there are currently that I can buy, and I'll probably aim to build one storage for each of those, but maybe for the most common things such as concrete or iron or iron rods, maybe for those things that I know I use a lot of, maybe I'll do 2 storages for those. So we've got 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24. Do you know what, I'm going to count them as well. 24 25 26 27 28. Maybe I don't need the empty canisters. 28. I don't know if that's everything. Maybe that's only individual parts. Maybe that's right. Maybe that's what I need though. So if I do 30 for the storage containers, and is 30 enough, I wonder? 30. If I do 40 storage containers, that would be 40 along 20 along each side, and I think that feels about right, because none of this is going to be here, so I could go all the way along here. I suppose I could make it tileable. If I'm smart about it, I could make it tileable. Now let's have a think about where I want the cars to come in. So let's get my ramps there, and I'm wondering about the steepness of ramps, and I would imagine we can't be too steep for the trucks. So if we stick to maximum 2, I think that's absolutely fair. I think that's fair that a vehicle will be able to get up that. But when I think about the steeper ones, I do think it would be fair to say that a vehicle probably couldn't get up that. So we might have to rebuild some of those, and I think that would just make the game a little bit more immersive, a little bit more realistic. Now if we start putting the walls along here, and let's just have just that zoop there, just so I can start getting an idea of the scale of things, and then maybe we make, let's see what these truck stations look like. So the truck station is here, and let's just, how does this work then? How does it, let's plonk it down. Ooh, Ada speaking.
Fixit reminds you to drive vehicles accurately through a truck station's dock area while recording a path. This ensures it will connect properly once everything is automated. The truck station can be set to load or unload, and can also refuel vehicles. Unlike some pioneers, truck stations care about saving humanity.
Okay, so it looks like the truck comes under here, and then it will output on one of these things. Let's just delete that again, and let's just have another look at those outputs. Okay, so the 2 at the very end are outputs. These 2 are outputs with the white bars on. The rest of this is inputs. Now, I don't need to put any inputs on this one, but what I do need to make sure is that the truck can come along and empty itself. Now, do I want 2? I was hoping that I might be able to get 3, really, but I don't. I have no idea of like the turning circle of the truck stations. Let's there we go, use the control function, because the idea being that this could all go on to a single belt, and they all get unloaded onto a single belt, and that sushi's around the factory like this, and if I just make it this big for now, and then it comes back on itself, and then sushi's round the other side of the factory, and that will all attach to smart splitters, which will start exiting into the storages. Then the storages go up onto a next level, so all of the sushi bit is done underneath. That will make it easy to expand. And yeah, I think that would work really nicely. So let's open up this wall. I feel like maybe the walls might come. That doesn't really work very nicely. We'll get rid of the walls for now. Control, 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 control. And we'll have those open. And it might just be, do you know what, that this is an open part of the factory. So let's have, actually, we might want a door in the middle of that. So we'll have a door there. And then yes, we could have conveyor belts coming into here, maybe into storages first, so that we can empty things really, really quickly. Yeah, I think that would be a good idea. Now, what I also want to make sure is that I have a dump chest auto sorter. So I want to be able to just dump things in the chest and have that automatically sort itself. So that would go in there and it would come out here. So there we go. It's important that I have a dump storage chest as well. Now, what I will also need to make sure is that I have around the outside, I have the input mergers. So these will all be possible for belts to pop on, and that will be for both sides. So both that side and this side, depending on which area the belt comes from, it'll either go into what is essentially sort of like the east or the west. Those mergers will all come this way down, and they will all join into one single merger on here, and then this will all come around the outside to be split off with smart splitters, because I believe then we can have another row up there, or maybe they come inwards to be sorted out on. Okay, so this is the first input line. All of the belts are Mark IV at the moment. They can all be upgraded as well. And they all merge through into here, which will eventually come round into... Let's see, does that work nicely? Yep. Straight mode. There we go. Into a nice little 90-degree turn. And so my dump chest will then come into here, and then we have some mergers that will come through for these three as well, and they will also go into this one. This will eventually loop round the inside. Here we go. So all of the outside entry points all merge up towards this central merger here. So it's using a Mark IV, so it's 480 objects per minute. I can't imagine we'll go over that with the production that we're doing currently. But that is now all aiming to become on where I've got this here. So this will be the top layer here. Let me just, I'll mark that out so you can see it. Is that going to be high enough? I think so, but let's change it into a 1 layer. A 1 meter foundation. I think that would look a bit nicer. And the aim is to have some lights under here as well. And then this will come up a little bit higher than the rest. So this is 8 wide up here, and I think the central reservation for walking along here should fit quite nicely. DJ does like to have a walkway around all the edges of things, so I'm just going to put the walkway around the edges first. And then we know all of these bits are not to be built on because they're a different colour. These iron bits for now are just so I can lay out what I've got, and so I can see visually what the dimensions are. If I put that in the very center, is that the centered? How does that look? Is that quite nice? And maybe just come one forward there. And then we'll do the same with this one. That's in the center. We'll come one forward there. So it's the very, very beginning. And then the idea is we can have our single conveyor belt, our single conveyor belt shape there. Let me just take it off straight build mode. Oh, that's not working very well. We'll have the single, let me just put that, if I go like that. How does that work? There we go. Single out to there, and that will showcase the items that we've got in each element. And I think that's still quite a nice walkway. So I think we've got the spacing on this correctly. Then the top one of these will go into a dimensional depot on each thing. Yes, I think that will be quite nice. I suppose the difficulty we've got now then is where is the entrance for floor 2? And I tell you what, I think let's build it first. Let's build it first and see what happens. So we will need, and I think that could come out. It could come out directly there. Let's have AC. So that's only a lift 3. Let's change that to a lift 4 so I don't mess everything up. And then that's connected up really nicely into that. So that's our first one. We've got the first merger here. That might be a bit too close to have a splitter straight away. It might be a bit too close. We might have to come and start it on the second one, which is not going to be a terrible idea. Now, having a think about it, I had tried to put the awesome sink sunk down into the ground, but this just isn't high enough, actually. So I think what I might have to do is change the steepness of these walls and put them here, put them to be a little bit steeper instead. So if we try these ramp walls instead, that will do up to there, and then let's just do that once more. That will take it all the way up there, which is not quite the same level as I had hoped for, to be able to move things nice and easily from this one. Well, actually it might be, because this underground is just underground, isn't it? So actually, do you know what, that might work quite nicely. Let's have a quick check. Oh, goodness me. Okay, so I've moved it all up some, and there's still just a tiny little bit poking through for the awesome sink. So, do you know what? I am going to leave this the same height, because I quite like that height, but I think we're going to have to put the awesome sink in another place. We'll work that out at the end, I imagine. So we now have 4 coming down so that we can start testing these out. So let's start bringing those conveyor belts down. Fabulous. And then now we start putting the smart splitters along. So let's get a smart splitter, and it will go in there and it will come out this side. So we want this lined up with this. Here we are. So the aim is that the central reservation of this will feed into all of those storage belts. So for example, the first one that I want to put into the storage belt on the right output is oh my goodness me, look at this. Maybe this was a better thing to look at and count. Let's just have a quick count of how much is needed. Okay, so I make that about 45 that we need. So we'll probably need about 50 or 60, I think, for the entire thing. But we can always add more as we go along. So this first one needs to be iron plate. So the iron plate is where it go out, and then the center output puts on. Would we leave it as any undefined? Ah, there we go. Right. So center output has to be any undefined, and then okay, so if it's not defined, it can go in, but if not, it will make sure that the correct item goes into the correct storage. So this should only have iron in. Yes, that's correct. Okay, just doing a quick test. So all of those undefined are going up, and now the iron sheets come up, and yes, the iron sheets go correctly into there. Nice, amazing. Okay, so those two are working correctly. So we can duplicate these. So my way of creating these now will be to go down and do everything that's made of iron, and then I'll move on to everything that's made of copper, so on and so forth, and what have you. Here we go so far then. This is what I have currently. That is all of our iron, all being filtered out. So let me just pop into some of these just so that you can see them. So we start at the top here. We've got iron plates. Any undefined always goes into the middle. We've got iron rods there, screws. We come on, we do some rebars, all of those core iron products, modular frames here, rotors, so on and so forth, until we come up to here, and then this is when we start on the copper. So there you've got your cable, copper sheets, wire, and then this one at the end is the concrete. What I'm going to do is just connect all these up, and then I'm going to start testing this by disconnecting these entry points here. And then I will start feeding down everything that I've got locked in here. I'm going to feed that down onto the sorter belt, and with a bit of luck it should end up in the right place. I'll come back when I've done that. Okay, so you can see that IKEA is being gradually broken down, and there are a few just in the air, bits and pieces, so I can get the conveyor belts down. What I've done is a quick conveyor belt that should travel all the way down here and then into the sorters. Now these sorters on this side aren't doing anything, but those sorters on there are. So regardless of what I put in here, it should empty it all out to the best of its ability, and we should see it going back into the right place. So let's just see if we can connect that up. That's our cables. They are going really super quick. Let's watch them down at the bottom there, all going along. They should go round if the pathing's done correctly. Yes, nice. Oh, and I forgot to connect them up here. So well, this is as far as I'll get, but it is this one I believe they should be getting to. So let's hope that that works correctly. Yes, and just in time, it's all going up there and into our cable storage area. Fantastic. And we can see here the cable is out on the front. There we go. So cable is all complete. We'll get rid of this one now, and now it will be doing our copper sheeting. We'll follow it along. We should all go down here and round again. All the way round down there. And it does travel at quite a speed. And we can see here, unfortunately, just a little bit of clipping. So this one's not quite perfect. That one had to come up just because there's some stones that I've tried to cover there. And there we go, copper sheeting. Now we've got the wire. So the wire should come to the second to last one, because I think I've done it a little bit alphabetical order. Oh, this looks absolutely beautiful. It's all working nicely so far. And when we get some upgraded belts, it should all be future-proofed. And I'll have to make this look very pretty. I think, unfortunately, that bean might have to die. There we go. Ooh, wire. Second to last one. There we go. We just saw it come out there at the top. Yes. Now let's just have a little bit of a play around and see how the mergers work, because I wonder if they will do alternating. I wonder if they'll do one at a time. Let's just have a play around with that. So the merger is here. We can put that in there, and the merger will go out at the front. Let's see if we can empty two at the same time. Both of those now, both the plates and the screws are all going out to the same merger. So how will that work? Ah, it is alternating them. So it's doing a plate and a screw. We can see them going down there, and the plate should come in the first one. And this is it sorting out that sushi belt there. Plate should come in the first one. There we go. Only plates there, and then screws, only screws in the second one. It's lovely to see it in action. So I haven't actually finished the length of this yet, because I want it to come much further down here than it currently is. I might do something different with the slugs and with equipment. So just before it goes all into the sink at the end, I might look to pitch them off and put all the slugs into the same thing, all the remains into the same storage, and any overflow equipment, just in case I empty everything into my dump chest and I've got extra things like the Xeno Zapper in there. I don't want them always to be destroyed. Sometimes I will, but I can destroy them manually. I have just been dismantling everything, so that's IKEA gone. That's our original IKEA is completely gone now, making some way for our much longer new and improved IKEA, and it's going to be the same color. It is all going to be the same color, but now I can just put some randoms in, so I should be able to put the different bits and pieces in that I've already selected, of course. So I need to make sure that I'm selecting the correct things. Think copper plates, iron rods. I've not done quick wire just yet. But all of that should now just be going straight out and being automatically sorted. So that's the dump chest sorted. Okay, with a bit of luck, I think I've got everything out. So there are a few bits that are odd, so this is not entirely symmetrical, and I've got a little bit down here. But I'm just gonna chuck everything in the dump chest for the moment and just see kind of what happens with it all. Because I think I've got everything. Anything that I've missed will come out the very end. Bacon, agaric, beryl nuts. I definitely haven't taken those into account. Leaves I have. Bacon, agaric and beryl nuts. Let's have a look. Where can I put those? This is super interesting. So it doesn't actually filter bacon, agaric. Interesting. Okay, well, I guess if we put any in, they will get sunk. I suppose they could get sunk anyway, actually. I think if I'm going to put them in, I clearly don't need them, so they could get sunk. The medicinal inhaler, however, if we're going to start producing those, and the beryl nuts, actually. The beryl nuts and the medicinal inhaler, we shall make sure that we bring out. So beryl nuts there, and then medicinal inhaler will have to be a little bit further along. So all these ones are already filled, so that would be wire, polymer resin. I'll find where medicinal inhaler will go. There'll be a space for it. Okay, so with a bit of luck, everything apart from ores should get automatically filtered. So I'll stand at the very end. Is that solid? Solid biofuel is not on a filter. So I'm gonna upload the solid biofuel. That's already full, but I'm gonna put that in there anyway. Solid biofuel goes in a little bit differently, and I'll explain that in a second. Store. So now I'm going to wait at the end here just for a couple of minutes, and we'll see if once it's finished filtering it all, that works for us. Let's just have a watch while we watch it all go. So I'll explain a roundabout. Everything up here is iron, pretty much. And then we move on to copper after a bit. So we've got the copper bits, no smart plating. Copper bits should be around here. Yeah, there we go, copper sheets. And then we move on to the steel bits afterwards. So by the time we get up to here, we're on steel. Then we've got our other bits and pieces. So steel pipes. We probably don't need the ingots, but you know what? I'm just putting them there anyway because it's quite important. Versatile frameworks. Then we get our silica, and then I don't think I've put anything more on this end. The medicinal inhaler, which we've just put down. There we go. The rest of this is free, just in case we want any extra overflow bits. So it comes along here. Oh, I need to connect this one up. That's not connected up. That's because I put that there. And that will need to come down. Oops, I'll do that off camera. Then it goes up and over, round, because it clips into the wall, and I couldn't do everything there. And then it comes back down over here. Now this one's a little bit odd because this is the 4 splitter remains. That will all go up here because we just want that to be in. We'll just want that in one storage because we'll change the recipe and we can only use one summer sloop. These 2 are our biofuels, so this one's leaves and this one's wood, and that will go round over to here, then get made into solid biofuel, and then that comes round up and into that storage there. Then we've got our bits and pieces. So we've got, these bits are fuel, and then we've got reanimated. Oh no, that's the new barrel nut that we put in. Reanimated, SAM fluctuator, and then reanimated SAM here. Oh no, rubber. So this one just goes RSTU all the way along. Quick wire, and it comes, I think this is quartz, and then we might be at the very, it goes down, polymer resin, plastic, Nobelisk, and so on and so forth. We go down until we've got a couple spare. Fuel there, black powder, automated wiring, and I think that might be it. AI limiter. Oh, and Mercer spheres, of course. We want them. And then we've got another couple of spare at the end for anything else, such as iron or concrete, or anything that we overuse that's being used too much. We have some other spare ones this end. What I've tried to do really is try to make it so that it's nice and easy accessible on one. So these are the main items along one side, and these are the lesser used items on the other side. We will, of course, have dimensional depots for it all at the end. Let's have a look. Is this still coming out? Okay, so that's all steel. Steel's just about to finish, and then it goes into the plating. And obviously plating will come up a different bit over here shortly. There we go. There's plating going up, and then what comes after plate? I couldn't see. I think it's just a couple of iron. They will have already gone up there. Then we've got our industrial encased beams coming through. They go up there. We know those work. There are quite a few industrial encased beams. There we go. So it should only be the Carterium ore that comes at the end. Now, I want to ask you guys a question. So if you are watching this far, if I put a sink in the middle of this, the very, very tip sticks out there. Is that going to be a major problem, do you reckon? Because if not, I'm going to have to take it all the way out, and I'll put a separate little room at the back here for the sink. So depends what people are feeling. As to what I'll do, and if I get no answer, I'll probably just put it in here and just let the little pokey out the top, and me and DJ can deal with that. All of these ones are all connected to the outside. Oh, I can get rid of this now. All of these ones are all connected to the outside, so we can feed in from anywhere. I've not actually built any of the outside yet. I think I'm probably going to go sort of like a couple of, like, you know, like how if you ever go to like the Spanish islands, you get like an indent and back as you go up the things. I think I'm going to do that on both sides, and I might try and make this, I don't know if I can, might try and make this like a little bit of half moon crescent shape coming down here a little bit. Might try and put some chimneys along there, but I truly don't know really how I'm going to decorate this yet. I just know that I do want to decorate it, but yeah, it's massive, isn't it? It's really big. And there we have it. So that is the factory in all its, or that's the auto sorter in all its glory. I haven't started doing any decoration on it yet, but it is working now. So I'm going to work on just connecting everything else up, putting everything into the sink so that we can start getting some bits and pieces. Here I am just playing around with a few different designs and stuff like that, but I'm going to save that for another video. If you have like this format, please do let me know, because I might do a couple of other bits and pieces like this. For what has been a 40-minute video, it did take me, it was about 5 hours worth of playtime. I had an awful lot of fun doing it. It's not something I can do all the time, but it did work while DJ wasn't able to play this week. Thank you very much, and we'll see you again soon. Bye bye.